Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Charity Chidera. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do well and subscribe so that you can join the family. In today's video, I will be comparing two universities, one federal university and one state university. And the two schools happen to be the school I've attended. I'll be comparing Abia State University to University of Nigeria Nsukka. The following point: in terms of affordability, UNN is far much affordable than ABSU. Take for instance, when I got admission in ABSU in 2013, the acceptance fee was 45,850 naira, whereas in UNN in 2015, the acceptance fee was 25,000 naira only. So you can see the difference. It's not only that, in school fees, the same year one, in ABSU, I paid 130,000 naira in biological science. Whereas in UNN, in the same biological science, I paid 58,950 naira, approximately 59,000 naira. You can compare 130, 59,000. It's not comparable. As a year one student in ABSU, you have to pay developmental fee, 20,000 naira, which is not so in UNN. Can you see that? In terms of accommodation, in ABSU, I paid 30,350 naira. Whereas in UNN, the reverse is the case. Though I didn't stay in hostel in UNN, I lived off camp throughout my stay in UNN. But when it comes to hostel accommodation in UNN, both the male hostel and the female hostel, you cannot pay more than 20,000 naira for accommodation. So guys, with these few points, just few points too, I haven't actually gone deep when it comes to faculty, departmental, and all rest of that. You can actually agree with me that UNN is far much more affordable than ABSU. So if you're actually planning to further your education, please, in any of this school, check your pockets. If your sponsor is actually financially okay, good and fine. If your sponsor is not that financially okay, if you're just managing, I think UNN will be best for you. Or you can actually check other federal universities available. In terms of admission, if you want to get admission, so easy. It's not easy. To gain admission in both schools is not actually that easy, but I can say that it's more easier to gain admission in ABSU than in UNN. Yes, ABSU used to give massive admission compared to UNN. In terms of fun, I think I will go for ABSU. ABSU is more fun than UNN. Like ABSU, there's no dull moment. I really like that school for that particular reason. Like, it's not every time they study. They study, they do read a book in ABSU. They do, but they really used to make out time for fun activities. Without wasting much time, ABSU is more fun. They have it, okay? They really know how to balance academics with social activities. Honestly, in my year one, I really enjoyed the school very, very well because they mapped out activities for the freshers, which I really enjoyed. I enjoyed it from the beginning to the end. It's not only that, every year they have different programs, you know, to have fun. Yes, so it should be balanced, academics and fun. I think they should be in balance, unlike UNN that you hardly find social activities. Even when they happen to organize one, it's as boring as hell. Honestly, it's very, very boring. Very, very boring. Like, different bonfire night that they did is actually a cramp compared to that of ABSU. ABSU, everything, they take their social life to another level, and I say kudos to that. I really enjoy those moments. When it comes to stress, when you go to UNN, they say, oh my god, UNN want to kill us, so stressful, so stressful. But when you go to ABSU, they say their baptismal name is ABSU Stress University. The truth, as someone that have actually gone through both school, is ABSU is far much more stressful than UNN. Reason being that most of them banks and all those things is actually outside the school, and you really have to and the population is much, so you really have to be on queue, long queues. That one you see in UNN is nothing compared to that of ABSU. Everything in ABSU is very, very stressful. To change your school fees receipt is hell. Even to do your medicals, like before you finish doing your medicals, you almost finish your own self, honestly, because of the queue there. Everything in ABSU is stress. Even classroom, to attend class, to even hear what the lecturer is saying is still another big stress. It's still a struggle. Please, everything in ABSU has much more stress than UNN. But despite that, they still create room for fun. With these few points, you can agree with me that ABSU is more stressful than UNN. In terms of dressing, ABSU is more decent. They are more disciplined in terms of dressing. I really actually give kudos to the school management. They really tried. In ABSU, you cannot even dress anyhow and enter the school gate. And they only have one school entrance that I know of. So if you are entering through the main school entrance, there is no way you can dress anyhow and enter through that particular gate, because the security men there will actually stop you. In most cases, you have to go back home and change. So unlike in UNN, they are actually trying, but man, you can't compare. It's different. In UNN, you see some people wearing show stomach, show everywhere. It doesn't concern me, it concerns you. Live your life, I live my life, and that's it. Though in UNN, some department is actually very, very strict in terms of dressing. When you dress anyhow, you can't come enter a certain lecturer's office, or you cannot even enter the classrooms. But it's not all. Generally speaking, ABSU is far much more disciplined in terms of dressing. But in commercial activities going on around the school, I think, or if you are a business-minded person, I think UNN is the best place. They have more financial activities. In UNN, there are many eateries, there are many businesses going on there. Banks, commercial banks, microfinance banks, they are all finding their way to the school. So business is going on there. In ABSU, there are commercial activities going on there, but there's no way you can compare it with that of UNN. So, in terms of facility, UNN has it. UNN has well-equipped laboratories. They have a digitalized library. Even their classrooms is top-notch. They have they have grown in so many areas, which is actually very, very good academically. UNN, they have internet access. You don't need to crowd in one particular spot to access internet. There are Wi-Fi almost in every corner. Every department has Wi-Fi, so you don't need to be rushing to admin block to access Wi-Fi. I cannot call it free Wi-Fi because it's still part of the school fees. Well, cultism in school, I have to be honest, okay? I attended both schools, so when it comes to cultism in school, I think it's more common in ABSU to UNN. Okay. Though the school management tried their best, to cope the situations. They even had to install securities inside the school, within the school premises, just to checkmate the activities of these guys. And hopefully, things have actually standardized now. Hopefully. Finally, the last but not the least, academic excellence. Okay, when you compare the two, I think we go for UNN. Both of them are actually doing their best, but I think UNN has a lot of things that makes learning far much easier than that of ABSU. Okay, I'll give you some few points. In ABSU, they admit students way much more than the carrying capacity of the classroom. So it makes it very, very difficult for students to learn in that kind of environment, unlike UNN. For instance, when I was in year 1 in ABSU, I can count how many times I stayed at the window side to receive lectures. And not actually because I didn't go on time, but because of the population. No matter how I try to get to the front seat, is it that I ended up getting the middle or at the back, and it's better you stay at the window side than staying at the back, because at the back is entirely different activities that is going on there, like entirely different activities. Okay, and if you even stay in the middle, you hardly hear the lecturer talking. And some of us that used to stay at the and most of us, I will not say most of us, okay, I used to go early, but some days, if you happen to find yourself at the back, I rather stay at the window side than staying at the back. So most of us that do stay at the window side, the truth is that you struggle to hear what the lecturer is actually saying, okay? Which is not good at all. Secondly, they are not digitalized yet, okay? In UNN, even with the few population they have, and they are still shouting is much, they still have public address system, and they have a projector that they can project whatever the lecturer is teaching. Wherever you are, you'll be able to see what the lecturer is teaching. And with the public address system, you'll be able to hear the lecturer very well, despite the place you find yourself. I know they are still struggling, especially when it's year 1, because they have combined classes. But what you see in UNN is just little compared to the struggle students pass through in ABSU. Another aspect of it that I said in terms of academic excellence, I'll go for UNN, is the lecturer actually try to meet up with academic calendar. They try to meet up with academic calendar. I still remember then in year 1, most of the lecturers, let me just use year 1 and year 2 to compare my experience with ABSU, because it's just 2 years that I spent in ABSU. So I'll just use it. I will not even talk about other years in UNN, just my year 1 and year 2. In year 1 in UNN, most of the lecturers, they do finish their academic syllabus before the examination. Even some of them 3 weeks before, and some 2 weeks before you even start the exam. Unlike ABSU, that even in 3 days to the exam, they are still releasing handouts. And you ask yourself, handouts for what? They are still fixing class. What class? Honestly, which time are you going to have to revise your book? Okay, I think it do affect student performance very, very well. Another reason I rate the academic excellence high is they have standard laboratory. They have standard laboratories, like you do your practical. Almost every student participates in practical, and you see clearly what is going on there. Unlike in ABSU, that during practical time, it's like you jumping on top of another person in order to see what is going on, because the group is large, okay, compared to the specimen and the equipment that is um, given to you guys. So you struggle. In most cases, many students don't even used to participate in the practical session, but they just resort to copying the outcome from the few people that actually performed. So it's not good. It's not good. There's no justification to that. You went to school to learn and not to copy. Okay. Another reason I actually rate the academic performance high is because the level of transparency during exam and after exam is top notch. Like I said before, UNN has actually gone digital. So most of their exams is CBTs, meaning it's going to reduce the level of exam malpractice, okay? Because there's no time. You're watching your system and you want to ask questions, or you want to copy from who? Who are you copying from? Nobody, okay? Nobody is giving you anything to copy. So, to your tent, O Israel, that the CBT part of it is actually made everything very, very, very transparent. So if this person gets A, you know that the person actually got that A. If you get your B or your C, you know this is actually what you wrote. Okay? Alright. I don't know about the people that have gone extra mile in malpractice, but I know when it comes to exam malpractice, it's always difficult to carry out when it is CBT in limited time. The time is very, very small, so you don't even have much time to even finish the question, let alone or be asking somebody, or to be, what are even giraffing. So I think it's top notch. I give it to them, so I actually rate them very, very, very high. Another reason is student-lecturer relationship. You know, lesser students will attract high attention. When the students are many, even the lecturer finds it difficult to identify all the students in his or her class. Okay, but when the students are actually small in number, it will be very, very easy for a lecturer to know you didn't come to class, or you didn't even do well in your exam. That kind of thing. I don't think in ABSU any lecturer knows my name. But in UNN, in my year 1 and in my year 2, I think many lecturers have actually gotten close to me. And if you have questions, you can easily access these lecturers and you ask them questions and they attend to you. Okay? Not always busy thing in ABSU. So with this, I've actually come to the end of this particular episode. In my next video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys why I actually left ABSU to UNN. And remember guys, I didn't actually make this video to discredit any institution, but I actually want to point out the difference I observed between the two. In some ways, ABSU is actually better than UNN, and in some other ways, UNN is better than ABSU. But in all of this, wherever you find yourself wanting, I think what you should do is learn how to improve. Okay, you improve. All is for the betterment of our society and the world at large. I mean no harm. I come in peace. See you in my next video. And guys, please click on the notification button so that you'll be able to be notified whenever I upload new videos. Thanks for all the people that already subscribed. I really appreciate it. Thanks. Bye.